All right, so that's our contenders for the teams, and now we're
Yes.
just gonna quickly talk about who are our MVP favorites. We're gonna take top five with yeah. What's your list? We'll go top three and then our fringe contenders that
All right.
other top two.
So the first one is obvious. It's Joker. I feel like
Okay.
he's the favorite to win.
Mm-hmm.
The second I would say is Giannis,
Okay.
and the third I would say is SGA.
Mm.
And I was debating if I should keep SGA or if I should keep Tatum. I know Tatum is not getting a lot of credit, but I feel
Mm.
like if you're the best player on the best team in the league,
Right.
like you should get some sort of credit. So
Mm.
it's pretty hard to say between the two, but I feel like Giannis and well, especially Joker are definitely the top two.
Mm. So I listed these out in a different manner. Like it's like when you're talking about the Oscars, it's like who I want to win and who I think will win. I think there's
Okay.
always two different ways to look at it. So who I think should win is obviously Joker, right? I think he's even though his stats are not like the best, especially when you compare to guys like SGA or Luca. I mean, his assists and rebounds are off the charts, but like just in terms of scoring, and their team is still third. I know they're just like half a game out of first, but they're still third. But I think his impact on winning and just the way he's able to be a leader on the floor and his the way he's able to orchestrate the offense, I think he should be a clear cut favorite. But like so many other MVPs, narratives go a long way. Like we just talked about Embiid last year versus Joker.
Yeah.
In that sense, I think you know who has a shot? Jason Tatum.
Okay.
I think Joker getting back-to-back MVPs. Giannis has gotten back-to-back MVPs. We've gotten the Embiid sympathy MVP out of the way, and because he's not in contending this year, I think
Yeah.
I think Tatum is the one guy that now they're talking about it a lot. You know, it's more like I've been seeing that like up until I mean they've been pretty much one of the best teams in the league for like the last 3 to 4 years, and he's been kind of like the best player on that team. But I think this is the first time where, and he's always been like, oh, he's number five or he's number four. Now is the
Okay.
first time where they're really like how they were talking about Embiid last year is how they're talking about Tatum. Like, oh, why isn't Tatum in contention for MVP? Like everyone's talking about Luca, but Luca's team is like number eight, even though he's averaging like 37 points a game, which is on like 50% shooting. And
Yeah.
I think SGA has a case for it, but the problem with SGA is he doesn't have that like that
The
charismatic.
marketing?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, where he just
Yeah.
sort of keeps his head down and just does his job and does it really well. But he doesn't have like Joker's thing was like it was so different to see a point center when he
Yeah.
started winning MVPs, where it was like, dude, this dude is different, you know. SGA doesn't feel different in any other terms other than just like, oh, he's an amazing player. I think Giannis should be second. I actually agree that Giannis should be second. But I think the
Yeah, because
problem
Giannis's numbers are like insane this year. Like,
I know.
yeah,
The problem with that is
it's
like
better than his MVP years.
that's the problem. That's the problem that a lot of people have is like that's the same thing with Joker, where it's like he won MVP one year where he was sixth seed, whereas like it was kind of on the fringe, but the next year he was even better, and they were like, oh shit, we can't give it to him now because we gave it to him last year and he's won back to back. Had we skipped last year, we could have given it to him this year. You know, there's all these
Yeah.
different narratives and like historical precedent that they have to follow now. Where, yeah, I still think Jokic could win it, but I think they might just be like, let's give it to someone new. You know, Jason Tatum's been in contention for so long. He's an American. You know, it's all like for the last 6 years, it's like the last American to win it was like James Harden in 2018. That feels like eons ago, where
That's true.
you know. So it's just like let's give it to someone new, a different kind of a player. Celtics is like the one of the teams for NBA, and Celtic fan base is like that. So I think all those narratives are going to come into play. And one more thing about Giannis was like I think the problem he's going to have this year is that yeah, his stats are off, but having Dame on his team and still being like, you know, oh, he got his coach fired. People are not liking his personality this year as much as they did in the previous years. He was like the most likable humble superstar. He had that reputation. And this year it's like, oh, if I don't get Dame or some bigger superstar, I'm gonna leave. Or people need to get fired, and a new coach gets fired. And then first his older coach gets fired, they get a new coach, then he also gets fired, and everyone's gonna blame Giannis, being like, oh, but you're the leader of the team. If you didn't want him fired, he could have kept his job. And I think all those issues are gonna go against him, where they're gonna be like, yeah, he's giving good numbers, but he should be higher, and he should be this, and he should be that. And we don't like his personality. And you give the fact that Celtics are like 10 games ahead of everyone, that it might come down to just that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you about that. Like, I feel like Giannis, as like, even though his numbers are insane, I don't think he's gonna win it. It's gonna come down to Joker and Tatum most likely. But I feel like the Nuggets really have to mess up for the Joker not to win. I feel like even though Tatum is the best player on the best team, I feel like Joker is just on another level.
Yeah.
Like, I still do feel like any team that gets him is gonna be like pretty much the top. I feel like if you replace Tatum with any of the other top players, they're still gonna be a good team. But if you replace Joker with one of these other
Yeah,
top
you can't do
players on the
that.
Nuggets, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Like, he is so good at being in this position. Like, he can pass, he can do anything, and he can even shoot the ball so well.
It's his decision making that separates him from everyone else. It's not just his skill and talent. Like Tatum is like a very talented wing.
Exactly.
Joker is just one of one. Joker is just one of one, where the way he's like a bigger Chris Paul, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is. And if you see like his shot making ability, like even from the 3-point line and anything, like he can just take like off balance shots or anything and just do. He's unbelievable. Like,
he's crazy.
I think he has to really mess up for him to lose it.
Yeah.
And I think it is going to get to a point where they're going to get tired of giving it to him.
Yeah.
Because I don't see him like not winning it anytime soon, even in the coming seasons. Like, unless Wemby starts popping off even more, you know.
I think that's the next guy.
Well, I think Wemby is the next person, but other than that, like, I don't think so.
I think Luka has to count for something. I mean, it's sad that he's averaging this insane kind of points per game, but his team's like in the play-in, and I think if he was even like 6th seed, I think he would be the number 1 favorite for sure, because he hasn't won one so far. He's been an MVP candidate since like his 2nd year, and I think he's just gone off so crazy, and his efficiency is insane. But his team being so bad is like you just can't give it to him. But I think next year, if he makes some kind of leaps in his team record, I think he will be the next guy. Being like, I think like I agree with you that this is like Joker's last chance to win another MVP if he really wants it. Before people start getting bored with him, and
people are already bored of it.
Yeah, and people want to anoint someone new.
I think people are so bored of it. It's just that there isn't anybody else even close to him right now. So he might still win. But next year, you never know. If Spurs get better and Wemby starts popping off, they might give it to him. You never know.
Yeah, I think people were bored of Joker like in his first MVP year. I remember I was talking to you about that, where I was like a Luka fanboy, and you were like the only person I knew who was like, dude, Joker deserves some credit. And I was like, yeah, whatever, you know, like he's good, but like let's see him do something in the playoffs, you know, like he's pretty good, but like whatever, you know. And then he wins MVP, and then he starts winning championships. I was like, oh my goodness, Nilay called this like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I
still
can
remember
tell.
that conversation.
As I saw him playing, I became a big fan of him. Like, after Kobe, I feel like he's my favorite player now. Like, well, obviously LeBron. LeBron is great.
Obviously,
LeBron is
yeah. But like, other than that,
I used to root against LeBron a lot as a Kobe fan. I know. So I had to pick somebody else, and now I'm picking the Joker.
I remember a friend of mine was like a huge Embiid fan, and he was really pissed off that Joker was about to win it over him in his first year. And I was like, dude, Embiid barely plays, so we, you know, at least, and like my thing was like, you know, Joker has played like almost all his games, and my friend's argument was, oh great, now we're giving MVPs for attendance, and I was like, dude, he does more than that, okay? And it's like 3 years later.
I don't get why people discredit attendance.
I know, dude. Best ability is availability. It's like one of the best things that you can do for your team.
It's like the same thing of Jordan versus LeBron, the debate.
Yeah.
Like, you can discredit who plays longer. That just shows like
Of
how
course,
good a
yeah.
player is for a longer period of time.
And how
Yeah, if you
much
look at the
more it
peak,
goes into like keeping your body fit. That's one of the biggest things. I love Joker so much more now than Luca, because Joker committed to his body, man. He wasn't like this. He really committed to it,
exactly.
and Luca
If
hasn't.
and for a big to
Yeah,
keep playing at that level is so hard.
yeah.
Like the only player who was that big and played at a high level for so long, I think the last one was who? Probably Tim
Tim
Duncan.
Duncan. Tim
Yeah,
Duncan. Before
exactly.
that was like Olajuwon, maybe. Shaq couldn't do it. Yao Ming couldn't do it. No one could do it. Embiid
Yeah,
can do it.
nobody can. Yeah, nobody can do it. Like even if you
Yeah.
see Anthony Davis, like if
Anthony
he's in
Davis
his
can't do
peak,
anything.
hey, this season he's played pretty well.
He's
I'm
played
kind of
really well.
shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
But
only
yeah.
missed like 5 games so far, so that's not that bad.
Yeah, he's done really well this year. I will give him credit for that.
Yeah, and
But
that's the only
compared to
reason why
someone
the
like
Lakers
Joker,
are so good. I feel like. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like yeah, Joker is the best player, so he's gonna win MVP 100%.
Okay. What the hell? We went through this whole like 40-minute thing, and you're like, oh yeah,
We
fuck
don't
it.
even need to go on anymore, dude. Joker's gonna win it. Like,
I'm like,
just give
dude,
it to
no
him
way.
right now. Just give it to him right now.
And he doesn't fit the bill of anymore. Like the biggest problem last year was like we can't give him 3 MVPs in a year before he's won a championship, because only 3 people have got that. And even Jordan
Yeah.
didn't get that, LeBron didn't get that. So maybe this year he gets it, He gets his third
Yeah,
one,
and
but it's still not 3 in a row. So
yeah,
yeah.
I agree. But the way he's playing, he can easily win like another couple, I feel like.
If he wants
Because
to.
yeah, if he wants to, because I feel like Wemby is amazing, but he's gonna take a few years.
It's going to take a
really
few
come
years, yeah.
into that.
I
Yeah,
think
it's gonna
there's
take a
guys in line before Wemby who deserve who kind of deserve the narrative MVP, like Luca and maybe SGA.
I feel like I think we talked about this last time. Luca is really good, but as long as he stays with the Mavs, he's never gonna win MVP.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree.
He just doesn't have a supporting cast for them to do anything, and
Yeah.
yeah.